Hello, I'm Dr. Balázs Szántó. I'm a lecturer with the Master and Graduate Development Studies program here at Chulalongkorn. I actually teach a wide range of courses. I teach research methodology, which is of course the most important subject anybody takes here because it prepares you for your thesis. So there's a lot of responsibility on me to make sure that everybody learns correctly and then nobody comes back to me that their projects are not necessarily well. I also teach conflict resolution, where I teach about preventative diplomacy and various conflict resolution methods. And I teach critical issues in development, where we look at various structural and other problems in development, focusing on economics, democratization, and development assistance. My background is primarily in international relations. I did a lot of research on security and conflict resolution, which of course lines up with the human security sides of development. But as part of my teaching here at Chulalongkorn, I also been branching out into other aspects of development, primarily structural approaches to understanding the world and the world economy. In my view, the biggest benefit is the interdisciplinary nature of the program. There are many different experts teaching in the program from very different fields. We have people with a more traditional developmental background in NGO work and development assistance and who have a lot of experience in field work and human subject research. But there are also people like me who come more from the international relations and policy side of the field, and this brings in a lot of different perspectives that really help students to appreciate development from multiple angles and how complex and interconnected this question is, which is often overlooked by less interdisciplinary approaches. My research currently mostly focuses still on security and human security. I do a lot of research on conflict resolution, especially in the Asia Pacific. So if students are interested in that kind of a research, they are very welcome to join under my supervision. But as part of my supervisory role here, I've been branching out into a lot of different projects to support students. I supervise projects on developmental issues in Myanmar, but normally I focus on more the policy or practical approaches on it. And I also have an interest in the structural aspects of development, especially when it comes to the world economy and solving the deeper underlying problems. Well, if you're looking at pursuing research in development studies, NGOs of course do a lot of good work on it, but because of the nature of their work, it's very practical research. Joining a program like MAIDS, I think is a good opportunity to deepen one's research skill and get deeper into creating not only academic research, but more conceptual or theoretical research that helps better understand the subject at whole. We have a lot of students who have done research in the field. They have done surveys, statistical studies, but they mostly worked on other people's research projects and they don't necessarily have the skills to conduct a research project entirely on their own. And by pursuing a master, especially doing your thesis here, it's a good opportunity to get deeper into research and how a project works from the beginning conceptualization and problem statement to reaching actual practical conclusions. I don't think necessarily work experience is required. I think it's a lot more important to be passionate about development studies. And if they come with no professional experience, it's always a blank slate. We can build on that. I think it's more important to have an open mind and try to appreciate sometimes difficult conceptualizations of problems, because I always tell my students that development studies is not a common sense subject. If it would be common sense, you would have solved all the world's problem by now. So it involves a lot of difficult conceptualization, and even if somebody has quite a lot of professional background, they would be new to these kind of academic conceptualizations. So in my view, not having a deep experience in development studies is not an obstacle. At least in my courses, we always start from the beginning. Well, I can only give it from a lecturer perspective. The students would probably tell me that it's passing assignments or coming to class or something like that. But from my perspective, the area my students tend to have the most difficulty with is the more conceptual sides of development, trying to understand the world as a system, such as a world system or a world economy, where it can be very counterintuitive that we are living in a system that is so fundamental to our understanding the world, to its socializing functions, yet nobody controls it, nobody set it up, it's spontaneous in origin, and it's nevertheless affecting everything that we do. So getting deeper into the conceptual understanding of development and getting down into even simple questions like what we mean by development, whose development are we talking about, and how it would be accomplished can be quite challenging in the beginning, but I think it's a rewarding challenge because students leave here with a much deeper appreciation to the complexities of the field.